In May 2026, Take-Two's CEO was asked a blunt question. Does GTA 6 even need a marketing budget? His answer was yes, it's getting a massive campaign. But here's the twist. That campaign barely looks like a campaign at all. No flood of TV commercials, no weekly gameplay reveals, no countdown of feature videos explaining every mechanic. Just silence, broken by a handful of carefully timed drops. And somehow, that silence is doing more work than any ad ever could. Let's start with the receipts. When Trailer 1 dropped in December 2023, it hit 93 million views in 24 hours. That was the biggest debut for a non-music video in YouTube's history. Rockstar didn't beat that record. It destroyed it. Trailer 2 landed in May 2025, with close to 475 million views across platforms in a single day. That's bigger than the opening day of Deadpool and Wolverine, which pulled 365 million. One old Pointer Sisters song featured in that trailer spiked on Spotify by roughly 182,000% overnight, just because it played for a few seconds in the background. Now compare that to how most studios operate. A normal AAA marketing cycle looks like this: announcement trailer, gameplay trailer, developer diaries, character reveals, influencer sponsorships, preview events, launch trailer, reviews. By the time the game ships, fans have basically already played it in their heads through 50 pieces of promotional content. Cyberpunk 2077 is the textbook warning. Years of hype, celebrity partnerships with Keanu Reeves, constant previews, and when the actual game launched broken on consoles. The backlash was brutal enough that Sony pulled it from the PlayStation Store entirely. The lesson is simple. The more you promise, the more ways you give people to be disappointed. Rockstar figured out the opposite move years before GTA 6 even existed. Look at Red Dead Redemption 2. First trailer in October 2016, then one trailer roughly every year after that, then finally gameplay footage only months before launch in 2018. Information stayed scarce early, then increased slowly as the release date approached. Mystery first, proof last. That's the blueprint. GTA 6 is now running at a much bigger scale. Here's the psychology behind why this actually works. When you give people all the answers, there's nothing left to think about. But when you give them a face, a name, a city, and stop there, their brain fills in the rest. Researchers call this the information gap. Curiosity gets triggered by the space between what you know and what you want to know. So when Rockstar shows you a character named Jason and a character named Lucia and says nothing about their relationship, you don't need Rockstar to explain it. You'll spend the next year building the theory yourself, and so will a few 100,000 other people. On video. That's the real trick. Rockstar drops one 90-second video. Then 100 YouTubers turn it into a 20-minute breakdown each. 1,000 TikToks clip a single frame. Reddit threads argue over a license plate for weeks. None of that costs Rockstar a cent. The community becomes the marketing agency, and it works for free because the mystery itself is the payment. Now here's where the strategy gets almost surgical. On August 27th, 2026, Rockstar is releasing something called GTA 6, an extended look. But it's not dropping everywhere at once. Netflix subscribers get it first, at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everyone else, including Rockstar's own YouTube channel, has to wait until 9 p.m. A 6-hour gap. Some fans called that greedy online. But look at what actually happens because of it. A routine gameplay reveal, the kind of thing that used to be a 5-minute gaming news story, suddenly gets treated like a movie premiere because it's sitting next to Netflix actual movies and shows. Then 6 hours later, the second wave hits. Reaction videos, breakdowns, memes, articles, all over again, as if it's a brand new event. One piece of footage, 2 separate news cycles. That's not an accident. That's design. And then there's the release date itself. November 19th, 2026, a Thursday. Black Friday that year falls on November 27th. That's exactly 8 days apart. Rockstar has never said publicly that the date was picked because of Black Friday, so we can't call that confirmed. But look at what those 8 days actually hand them. A full week of word of mouth before the single biggest shopping weekend in America. Every Black Friday gaming deal roundup, every retailer ad, every console bundle promo during that week becomes another mention of GTA 6, whether or not it's even discounted. Last year alone, Americans spent $257.8 billion online during the holiday shopping season. GTA 6 is launching directly into the front door of that number. Here's the full shape of the machine. One more time. Rockstar releases almost nothing. Scarcity turns nothing into a mystery. Mystery creates curiosity. Curiosity sends millions of fans out to investigate a game they can't even play yet. Journalists cover the fan theories. Bigger outlets cover the journalists. And by the time Rockstar says anything official again, the entire internet is already primed to explode over it. There is one risk buried inside all this. When you tell people almost nothing, they build their own version of the game in their heads, and their version is always better than what any studio could actually ship. GTA 5 sold over 230 million copies and kept building hype for 13 straight years before GTA 6 even had a trailer. That's an enormous amount of goodwill riding on this one bet. Rockstar didn't skip marketing GTA 6. It just spent over a decade building an audience that would happily do the marketing for free and call it a hobby.